kind of wonder what's going to happen with the streaming services, because it does seem like Netflix is the one that's just continuing to stay relevant. They're growing in subscribers, but are they the only one that's staying profitable?
So they gained a bunch of subscribers because they switched up ended a lot of the password sharing availability and stuff like that. So they actually ended up seeing a big net increase in subscribers despite having kind of plateaued a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Disney Plus. That quarterly earnings call is coming up soon. We're going to find out, one, how much money they lost on Disney Plus. People are estimating between $800 and $1 billion this quarter, but also how many subscribers they gained or lost after losing about 6.5 million in the past 6 months. I've been saying for a long time that it's kind of a waiting game. And I think you have one, Netflix is big. And then you've got a couple others like Apple and Amazon that have all the money in the world. They're really they got tons of cash on hand. So they can sit there and play the long game. And then other than that, it's going to be who is willing to take losses for long enough before everybody else drops out. Paramount Plus of the world they're going to cease to exist. Peacock, that's going to cease to exist. And eventually you're going to start to see them licensing off their shit to other streaming services and shutting their own down like they used to do.
Hold on. You think Peacock's not going to last?
I think Peacock will be one of the ones that shuts down, yeah.
I think all the secondary ones are going to go.
Peacock lost $600 million last quarter. They're set to lose $3 billion for the year. That's the status of Peacock streaming. I think you're going to eventually see it, and they've already done it. So Suits on Netflix is a perfect example of this. Suits has been on Peacock for a while, I think. It just went on Netflix. They made some licensing agreement. It's on Netflix. It has blown the fuck up on Netflix. It's getting over 3 times the viewership of The Witcher on Netflix. And it was just a licensing agreement, right? The same way everything used to go up on Netflix. Something that's got a lot of episodes that are already there. There's no big time investment in something that you don't know if it's going to work out or people are going to stay engaged in this. You're not paying $200 million a season. It's already fucking there. You're just paying one lump sum to get the rights to it. I think that is the way that a lot of these places are going to end up.
You can kind of see the same point there. WWE had their own streaming service. They outsourced it to Peacock. So Peacock is going to end up doing the same thing. So it's kind of what Ryan is saying. It's the consolidation where, you know, you're going to end up with maybe 2 or 3 big streaming services at the end, and everyone's going to license them, because who wants to pay the infrastructure of billions of dollars of server space, bandwidth, all this stuff, producers? Now you have to have a studio here if you're going to produce all your own content. That's way too fucking expensive. Hollywood as it is barely on the margins on a good day. So you think that when you're producing all this stuff, it's going to work out any better? Ironically enough, I was watching an interview the other day with Terry Matalas. He was the showrunner for Picard season 3, which was the only good Star Trek that we've seen in like probably 2 decades. But he was kind of talking about, you know, the writer's strike and everything. And he explained kind of what I said. He said AI has gotten good enough that he believes that what will happen is you'll have an AI basically produce a show, like the treatment of a show. Then you're only going to have like 2 or 3 writers there and a showrunner that proofread the script that the AI produces and make it make sense, clean it up, make it seem prettier and make it seem more organic. And he says that's where he thinks it's going to go. And it's ironic because he was trying to defend the writer's strike and he kind of exposed, and he kind of admitted it later on. He's like, I'm making AI sound really good right now. And I didn't really mean to make it seem that way, but that's where it's going to turn because the cost is too much. You're getting mediocre product from these studios because they're trying to slam too many projects at once. It's just too much. You're saturating the market. That's what we saw with Star Wars and Marvel. You devalued the brands, and now your cost overruns are through the roof because now you have to support actual employees that you're paying all the time, rather than, well, let me just sell my old portfolio and make a ton of money off of something that I've already sunk cost into years ago. It just doesn't make any sense.
They are not making the same fucking money on streaming as they were on traditional television with advertisements.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to streaming, people don't want to pay for the ad-based tier where they can just pay $2 more and get no ads. But the studios fucking desperately need the ads. That's why all these places are going to ad-based, because they've realized that there's not enough fucking money for what they're doing. So they desperately need the traditional advertising revenue, but people don't want it. So they're not signing up for the ad-based tier that could get them these extra hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.